completed, we don't know at this point. But Pig, he's got the hive about to finish. The hive did finish though for Petraeus. He starts his 3-3 instantaneously, but we do have a spire now on the way here for Pig while that hive is completed. So we're going to see a bit of a faster Broodlord transition here from Pig to be able to take control of the slow push or even a base trade and just camp on top of a ton of spines. But Pig tries a counterattack of his own, runs into about 50 spines over here at that bottom base, and a few roaches as well, pushing him back. So they are not going anywhere anytime soon, those roaches of Pig. So they're not going to be going back anyway. And a little bit of a counterattack trying to sneak in here, but there is an Overseer right on top of that. And Pig just pulls a few roaches out the way, and he might lose a little bit of his roach army here, but no, he pulls back. He gets a fungal, and these roaches are not leaving today. Another fungal goes down. Those roaches get cleaned up, but another attack at the top side of the map. There's a few spines being made, but roaches are there in support here for Pig to save that base. And Petraeus expanding forwards once again, throws down his 5th base right in the face of Pig right now. I mean, he doesn't really have anything there to spot it, but I mean, it's very, very aggressive base when he could be taking something like this down, but that does make him a bit vulnerable to counterattacks, of course. But it is a little bit choke knit down there, so he could just make a little bit of a spine crawler wall here and he'd be safe there. But Pig is going to move forward down this left side of the map, and Petraeus is going to send a counterattack on the other side of the map, and he does send some roaches home to be able to deal with that. Actually, that's his infestors going home. He's actually splitting up his army a little bit right now. I'm trying to see where he's going with it, but there's so many spine crawlers there for Pig, and he's now just massing those spine crawlers. His counterattack's going to do absolutely nothing over there right now. Killing a few spine crawlers, that's not really a problem for Pig, as the Overseer is actually right there and he lands a fungal on them. Those roaches are done for. Actually, one sneaks by. Yeah, that one sneaks by, okay. But Pig is going to walk and sees all the spine crawlers here for Petraeus, and this is going to be a very hard fought battle over here. Pig has got his spire complete. It actually gets spotted here by Petraeus, and he needs to pull some drones off the line to be able to tank against his queen. His queen can't transfuse itself, obviously, and he needs to keep that queen alive, and it looks like he may just lose it. No, one shot. It was needed one shot there, and Pig finds that forward 5th base as well. The greatest spire finally coming down after Petraeus, after his roach goes down, actually. So yeah, the Broodlord coming out here for Pig, and he could just go for that mass kind of infestors so they sit underneath if he trades his army correctly. And now Pig, actually Petraeus has a large gas bank. Actually, he does have a couple of Vipers, so he can yoink a few Broodlords over if it does come to that, and an Overlord going down there. But another counterattack trying to swing into that 3rd base here of Pig, and a nice fungal actually landing on a couple of the Vipers there in Infestor. He's not really going to be able to get too much off. He throws one down on another Infestor, just trying to weaken it down. And another counterattack here from Petraeus, trying to sneak into this 3rd base. But there's so many spine crawlers over there, it's not really going to get too much done for him. But 3-3 has been completed for Petraeus, and he does try to sneak around, and it looks like he does so successfully. He may lose the queen straight up. There it goes down. He needs to send some army back. And that's a lot of army sent back there for Pig right now. And Petraeus sees that, and he's going to try and move forward and get some picks on some infestors here of Pig, but it's not going to happen. Pig is on top of that army as well, keeping an eye on it, and that army gets cleaned up in the main here, and he sees the Great Spire is on the way. A couple of one Corruptor is in the mix right now. He needs to either trade with Petraeus right now or kill off some of his army so he can make some more Broodlords, but both players are maxed out. 3-3 is nearing completion for Pig right now. A nice fungal on top of the army. Spinecrawler's doing the damage, but Hydralis absolutely tearing through that, and Vipers here of Pig actually laying down a ton of Blinding Clouds. They can't attack right now. Pig is in a commanding position on this high ground. More Blinding Clouds are better for him, and some nice fungals going down here on Petraeus' army. And it looks like Pig is going to surge through and push this army back here of Petraeus as Petraeus starts to fall back. But 30, 40 roaches in production, and now look what Pig transitions to deal with these roaches. There's minimal anti-air now for Petraeus as he just makes a ton of roaches, and he goes into his Broodlord transition. Now he's making some roaches and hydras of his own, but he's going to have Broodlords that just peck away and be a pain for Petraeus right now, and there's not really anti-air for him. I mean, he's got himself a Spire. He didn't make it into a Greater Spire, so he can't have Broodlords of his own. So what is Pig going to do here? He finds this 5th base and he's going to push forward. There's nothing here that Petraeus can do to defend that. That goes down, and if he kills these eggs, that's 2 Vipers. He's going to catch 2 Vipers straight off spawn. Down they go. Another one about to go down. Yes, it does, but that one gets cancelled, so Petraeus does keep a little bit of money there. A little bit of a subterranean roach assault trying to sneak around to this top base here. He has found it with some Overlords, and he can send a few units back there to deal with that. Both players on 3-3 on their grand upgrades. There are some Broodlords here for Pig. It looks like this base is going to get cancelled. He is going to send some units back to fix that up. Broodlord is actually going back as well right now, and Petraeus takes this opportunity to move his army out back onto the field. He is nearing max of his own, and Pig is somewhat on top of this. This base is almost dead, and this is going to be a nice little pick here for Petraeus. There's actually no army to deal with this cancellation right now, this base kill right now. He does come back over, but at what cost? Is he going to lose a lot of his army here? He does lose a bit of his roach count, but Pig is just going to trade this, I believe, for just more. He's actually going into other upgrades right now. He's getting his +1 melee for the ground, and he's also getting the Ling attack speed. So he's going to just use some Lings if he does trade quite heavily with Petraeus, and just use the stronger Lings with the Adrenaline Gans to just run through the bases and pick off whatever he can. I mean, there's a lot of spine crawlers at these bases to try and do that as well. So, but there's not much defending the main base of Petraeus. So if Pig runs straight through there with a lot of Lings, that could cause a lot of pain here for Petraeus. Now, both players, actually, Petraeus lost his bank, and Pig is just building one up more and more, and another little run by coming down to this 5th base, just picking off drone after drone right now, and Pig does pull that out right now. He will be able to get a cancellation on this base by the look of things. The single Hydra is going on a chase here on these Overlords, but they are going to run away now. And it looks like this Hydra is going to be done with its duties for now. This base, once again, being attacked. He's got Vipers coming down. He throws down a Blinding Cloud, actually, with his units. With his Vipers, and he will kill off the units here of Petraeus, while he does actually kill the base over here on the left side again. And actually, Petraeus right now is looking to keep this battle going, and is going into Locust. So he's getting his Swarm Host now, so it's going to turn into a bit of a Swarm Host battle for Petraeus, but the air superiority is going to go for Pig. I mean, he's getting +2 air attack. He's got Broodlords. He can even trade and maybe get a few more, and then just kind of go around and pick off at bases if he really wants to. And his Petraeus now is starting to run out of minerals. His second base, his natural is basically mined out. His main is basically mined out. His third is looking a little bit bare. And Pig right now, this base is looking like it's got a fair amount of minerals left on it, and then he's got this base over here that's just starting to mine. So Petraeus can start getting choked out mineralized now, and it looks like Pig is going to be able to just keep maxing out on units, as he's got so much of a bank right now. And a Nidus Worm is actually coming down here from Pig, so he wants to try and get into a base. He actually has an Overseer in position, so he can chuck down a Nidus Worm there. It'll be completely unseen, and that could completely cause chaos for Petraeus right now. I mean, if he loses all these roaches over here, it's going to be costly, because he's backed himself into a corner. There's an Overseer above him, and he's just kind of trading the roaches, and he's going to turn them into more and more Swarm Hosts, and he gets a fungal off, and they're going to start going down, so they're gone. And now Pig is going to try a little bit of a counterattack of his own. I'm not sure what he's going to turn it into, but he's getting a ton of static D at that new base as well. He almost actually lost that base. He needs to keep that base alive right now, as it looks like he's going to do, with a ton of spine crawlers moving that way. And Locust is starting to move down the center of the map right now. I'm not sure if this Overlord saw the Swarm Host or not, but he's getting a ton of static defense. And I mean, that's Nidus Network is complete. There is not really vision of that corner. So if he actually throws down a good Nidus Network into that main, it is going to cause a lot of pain for him, of course. Alright, so Petraeus is going to try and move and take this base once again. There is a bit of a Infester run by trying to happen here. He's going to lose that Infester to those roaches. Some nice Overseer placement there from Pig to be able to stop that counterattack. So it looks like the game's going to slow down just a little bit here. Roach has actually found a Swarm Host, so he knows the Swarm Host coming. The anti-air is also being massed out here by Petraeus right now, but that bank though for Pig is starting to get overly consuming. He's almost got 5,000 gas. The first Locusts are coming through, and he's either hit a fungal on that one or kill him off. Actually, he's keeping him at bay with the Broodlords. I like this here from Pig. He's keeping the Locusts back out of the firing range, and here we go. Here comes that first Nidus Network being made here, and it is going to get in. It hasn't really been spotted. Can it be seen? No, it can't actually be seen by Petraeus here. This is going to cause a big headache for him if this gets through and does a ton of damage, what it looks like he's trying to do, and he's going to make another one in another hidden corner. That is a Changeling there. That is not one of Petraeus' Lings. He cannot see that, and a lot of Lings just going into the base. He's going to snipe himself a hive. He's going to get himself an infestation pit, and the Locusts are going to try and get what they can done, but another one goes down. I believe, I'm not sure where that one went down, but This is going to be extremely problematic for Pig right now, and this base looks like it could go down. Queens are coming in for the transfuses, but no, he loses the hive right now, and the Lings can keep running around and gets a full surround on top of those units. He's going to get himself a couple of Hydras and a couple of Queens, and he's going to be able to just keep fighting and fighting in this base. These Lings are so strong right now. They got +2 melee upgrades as well as adrenaline glands, and now the engagement going down in front of the 5th base here of Petraeus' base. The Fungal's going down on top of the Locusts, blinding clouds on top of the Hydras as well, which is very great for him, but he needs to get on top of everything right here. There are Corruptors to fight against actually those blinding clouds are actually great right now, and Pig is actually losing a lot, but those Lings are doing the damages in the main here of Petraeus, as Pig is going to move back for now. He didn't really have detection to take down this Swarm Host army, but he does have the bank to combat it, and he is spending all that bank right now, and these Lings here from the Lings here from Pig absolutely destroyed the main. There's nothing left of the main. There's no base. There's no hive. He hasn't remade the lair, but he does have the tech about still. And the Nidus networks are now starting to go down. Roach counterattacks, Roach movements from Petraeus does shut that down, but now he has to deal with the Swarm Host. And how is Pig going to deal with this? It looks like he's going to make some more Broodlords. He makes a few more Corruptors that have been completed, and some more Broodlords are going to start morphing in. But he does have that bank. He actually needs to be careful at this top side of the base. He does have static defense, but the Swarm Hosts are a little bit too far away to try and deal with that base, but he can attack the front here. But he does have Broodlords keeping the Locusts at bay just a little bit as he starts fighting this front base. Now, what is... I'm just not sure how Pig is going to deal with this right now. There is a little bit of a counterattack being cleaned up over on the left-hand side. This base is safe for now, but he needs to start being able to deal with these Locusts. And what is he going to do with it? No, he makes another Nidus network and is coming down in front of this base down at the lower side. There's a couple of Swarm Hosts down here, but what is he going to send through? Is he going to send Lings? It looks like this base is going to... this Nidus network is going to complete. There is a couple of Locusts coming over there, but it does pop out. There is no units coming out. He does not send any Lings out. Okay, that Nidus network gets completely shut down. The... static defense at the front of Pig's base is basically completely gone. His army, though, is moving around the bottom side of the map. He's really out of position. Roach is trying to counterattack here from Pig, but Petraeus is such a large army supply because he's been able to just keep spending free units, where Pig has just been running rampant. He does have a huge gas bank, but he's running low on minerals, and that's what he needs right now to be able to spend that on units. And he's losing drones now to the Locusts, and it looks like Petraeus may have just got him in a bit of a stalemate right now with these units, and he's starting to push into the lower base now. I mean, he's not close enough with his Swarm Host. He needs to push them forward to be able to start attacking that front, as they just kind of been running out before they get there. So this base is very very in trouble right now, as Pig looks like he's going to try and sneak around the back. There's Broodlords coming in now for Petraeus right now, and Pig, his main base is completely mined out. His natural base is completely mined out. His Nidus network's hidden over here. This base is going to start running low very soon. As you can see, the minerals are starting to change shape over here. Also on this side, this base will start running low pretty soon, and that's going to be Pig's only mining base pretty soon, as he can't really run into this base. He just tried to send a few Lings into a Locust spawn, but he knows the static D that is there, and what can he do from here? He's starting to get a bit choked out here, Pig, and it looks like Petraeus might just beam ahead here and take this game. But if Pig can get a great engagement on top of the main army here of Petraeus, he might just win, but it's not going to happen. Look at all that anti-air he has right here. Vipers can't really get in there and do too much, and he's also got Corruptors to deal with. The Broodlords, I mean, Pig has Corruptors of his own, but he's going to throw down another, actually 50 Swarm Hosts of his own right now. But there is a Nidus network has been thrown down in the main. I'm not sure if he's actually thrown units out of there yet. It doesn't look like it, but it is ready to go. The spawning pool is actually going to die for Petraeus soon, as it is starting to fall off the creep, and he hasn't really remade it, I believe. No, he hasn't. So that's his only spawning pool right now. So if that does, that could be troublesome if he starts losing his army. But the army of Petraeus right now is very unkillable right now with the army that Pig has. So what is Pig going to do? He's just posturing around. He's going to try and keep himself at the very left side. I'm not sure where he's going with this, but the Locust now from Pig, he did make about 15 Swarm Hosts of his own, and he's going to start trading Swarm Hosts against Swarm Hosts. But who has the superior Swarm Host count? That is Petraeus. Is ahead by 4, but 4 more are about to pop out. So they're going to be equal in Swarm Host count, but Petraeus actually makes a couple more. And here we go, an army sneaking down to this bottom side here for Pig. Is actually going to pick himself up a base right here, but it wasn't really being used. It was just being used as a locust base by the look of things, and he just kind of leaves the larvae there. He doesn't want to see what pops out of them and kill them, but that's a little bit unfortunate for him, of course. But Swarm Host starting to trade a little bit now against Petraeus, and there wasn't Infestus just sitting there. That kind of went down. He needs to rebar those. Yes, he almost lost it.